Hello, and welcome to today's exciting edition of the Enterprise Charts, a of the MSME Africa. My name is Judah Bamigboye, and I'll be your host for today. And today's edition promises to be an exciting one, as we'll be bringing a customer service professional to discuss the topic, customer service as a tool for business sustainability. As we all know, with the current declining fortunes of businesses in the country, the current recent economic policies by the federal government has not really helped matters, as businesses have been left spiraling and trying to hold on to one or two things to remain sustainable. But in all of this, we'll try to examine the role of a customer service professional. For some, a customer service professional is essentially just a desk staff. For other people, it is just about picking calls and addressing the complaints of customers. But then for a customer service professional, it is important to note that they occupy a very vantage point in developing and helping a business to be scalable and sustainable. To further discuss this, we'll be bringing on Bolaji Shote, an entrepreneur, writer, and public speaker to the show. But then I would like her to talk.
So you want me to talk about my experience? I've been in HR for over 16 years, and I believe customer service is something that I hold very dear to my heart, and that's because it's the foundation of any business that you're going to sustain. By the time we go deeper into it, I'll begin to talk more about it. I've worked across different industries, from hospitality to tech to the financial services sector, FMCG. I've had experience working for startup, for structured organization, for growing organization, for multicultural organization, where you have people from different walks of life working together for a common goal. I think that summarizes my experience. I'm passionate about helping organizations and people succeed. I feel so much joy in my heart when I see an organization being able to fulfill their goals and objectives, strategic goals and objectives. And I'm always happy to be at the forefront of driving. I believe that every person that I meet is a new experience for me. And I'm always delighted to exchange ideas, rub minds with people. I think that's summarizing.
Yeah, you're welcome. So continuing now, I would like you to actually define customer service in the context of sustainability. Businesses in Nigeria presently are facing declining fortunes. People are barely able to keep up with the running costs. Businesses are retrenching workers, downsizing, right sizing, and all sorts of sizing. So in this context, how will you actually define the term customer service in the place of sustainability?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, customer service is the foundation of any business. For me, customer service is about delighting the customer, going above and beyond their expectation. And let's bring it back to the Nigerian context about what you're talking about. In Nigeria currently, it's really tough to be in business. We all know how people have planned things, what has been done before, and what people are currently facing, right? So it's very, very important for entities, for organizations, right, to hold on to their customers, to delight their customers. It's not just about exchanging of goods or services for money. It's about, what can I do to make this person so into me? Like, it's almost like a relationship, a relationship between lovers. Let's put it that way. And that's what customer service is about, where you are emotionally invested in the relationship. That is what is going to keep the customer with you, because the competition is there, the terrain is tough, the business terrain is tough, the economic condition is harsh. Everything is just, so you need to, this is the time for even businesses to also show their customers that they care too, because everybody is going through one thing or the other. So you have to look for not just doing the barest minimum, but going above and beyond for the customer. Because guess what? Everything in life is a phase. If I want to refer to COVID period. COVID was a very challenging time for everybody all over the world, right? But where is COVID today? A lot of the businesses that still kept their customers post-COVID are people who showed empathy. Customer service is about empathy. It's about understanding your customers. It's about thinking for your customers. It's about partnering with your customers. So even before you understand them so much, like I said, it's like a love affair where you try to understand the needs of the customer, even before the customer really know their own needs. You are thinking about them. You are going one step ahead. You are not just about exchange of money with goods or with services. You are really connected to your customers. You're concerned about them, and you're really vested in the relationship.
If I may cut in here, that's a very important point. And that leads me to the question of what organizations can actually do to train, to develop their customer care professionals. You know, I've seen this question, this controversy arise over time that in many publicities or advertorials for customer relations positions, you just see, okay, if you're a graduate, you have maybe 2 years of experience or 0 years of experience. So people are like, that sector, that profession has not really been professionalized. Like, what are the right skills? What are the training programs? What are the developmental initiatives that an organization can create for its customer care initiatives to deliver such things you've mentioned? Issues of empathy, issues of problem solving, building that, that love relationship that you called it between the customer care professional and the customer or client.
Okay, thank you very much. For me, this is something that I'm actually very passionate about, even before I had anything to, because I mean, I've been, let's call it a victim of bad services, one way or the other. And I'm sure that a lot of people too would say the same thing about, I mean, receiving bad customer service and things like that. I've actually called one of the the mobile telecommunications provider, and then the person at the customer service was actually, after speaking with me, the person was like a kind of behavior that can throw away a typical customer. Imagine I do not understand the language. Why are you speaking a language that I do not understand? When you called me and the conversation we were having was in English language as it were. So a lot of people that are in customer service today, they've looked at customer service as it was a getaway job in the past. It was just like what you said, people finish, oh, a graduate. In fact, some will even say, come. So that in itself has watered down the quality of customer service or customer care that organizations are able to provide for their customers. Again, the training that is usually required for customer service is such that these are trainings that should be ongoing. They should be, it's not just even about training them. Oh, attend customer service training. When you finish training them, how do you measure the feedback from your customers? I used to work in an organization. They have what they call the voice of the customers, where they will randomly reach out to customers to find out how they've been served. Or you can see they do things like mystery shoppers, where somebody that is just to test how you're going to attend to people. Again, when it comes to customer service, it's not about sizing up people to say, oh, if it's Judah that comes to me, I'll talk to him this way. But if it's Bolaji that comes to me, oh, maybe she looks a bit older, I will attend and be more polite. I even remember that there was an eatery that we went, and that's also bad customer service. We went with children, and I saw that because it was the children that were trying to queue to make their orders, they weren't attending to the children. They were attending to the adults, and they ignored the children. For me, that's bad customer service. A child can also buy, and I was an adult. I was standing at the back, and I told the children to go and make their orders. They didn't answer those children. Of course, I'm not going to mention names. So that brings us back to customer service should be universal. Caring about your customer, showing empathy. It shouldn't be something that is based on profile. Some people will attend to people, maybe they know, oh, I'm a wife of a governor, or I'm the CEO of the company, they know me. They will give me special treatment. Meanwhile, they will look at another person who does not fit the persona of what they think they should offer customer service and treat the person anyhow.
I would like to come in. I would like to come in there. Thank you very much. That leads to another question on the issue of conflict. You know, when we talk about how people relate with how customer service professionals relate with the customers, there's this arising conflicts when it comes to ethics. For example, I've seen a situation where an individual is asking for a refund of a particular product that actually turned out bad. But the organization, the standard of the organization was that the person was actually meant to come physically to the headquarters and lodge such complaints. So I want to know, in a situation where a conflict arises between what the customer is demanding as a reprieve and what the organization is, what the customer care professional is supposed to ask as a response, what should the customer care professional do in such situations?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, any organization, all organizations, before I answer your question, every organization that wants to go above and beyond, like I said, to delight their customers, must put in measures in place that is not going to stress the customer for them to resolve their issues. Because guess what? There's a customer service issue that I need to resolve. I'm trying to work on a system and it's not working. After a while, I let it. And after a while, I might just leave it like that, because I don't want to stress myself. I don't want to stress myself going into the banking hall to resolve that issue. We have gone beyond the days where people want to be in a physical place. Look at the issue of even subsidy and all of those kind of things. For you to want to go all the way to go and resolve an issue, when you can actually sit in front of your laptop or your phone and resolve such issues. I think that's one thing a lot of organizations to consider.
Yes, that's actually very important. Then I'm trying to have us look at it from the view of a very small, medium-scale enterprise. You know, what can medium-scale enterprises do in these situations? Like, presently, businesses are not thriving. Businesses are not going forward. There is dwindling profitability of small-scale businesses. And some in these situations, like, what role can customer service professionals actually play in these small-scale industries to help them thrive? Aside aside the traditional role that people believe of just sitting on the desk, receiving phone calls from complaints from customers, what specific roles can they do for very small businesses? We might not really be talking about maybe behemoths like MTN now. So for small-scale organizations, what can customer service professionals do? Yes.
So they need to be able to reach out to them. Reach out to your customers. Don't wait for your customers to come and meet you, because they will not come. Remember, everybody is going through a difficult time trying to process a whole lot of things. So reach out to your customers. Let them know that you care about them. That is not just about them, doing businesses with you. And for the smaller business, it's even easier, because your customers might not be a lot like that and all of that. You should reach out to them. You should try and offer them things like discounts. That's another way to say, oh, we have this, maybe a promo or something that is different from what they have. Reach out to them. A lot of people will appreciate a customer now. A provider who goes out of their way. Maybe they're into a service delivery or something, maybe food business or whatever you're into, you are able to call your customers to say, okay, we will take off something from delivery, because we know that delivery is tough. If you want to come and pick up or order for the thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? We can give you a discount on that. You know, let me tell you the trick. Just by doing that alone, you are delighting them, because they will think of how you have helped them in one area. And guess what? For you, it shouldn't be all about profit. It should be about solving the customer's pain points, even reaching out to them in the good times, in the bad times too. Like one who are facing challenging all times, reaching out to your customer, it makes them realize that you are not just about money. You are not just about, and then give your customer treatment like they're special. Make them feel special.
You
in the midst of all the customers that you have, make me feel special. If you make people feel special, they will never forget you. But if you just treat them as one of the numbers and all that, this time will come and will pass now. But the customers will only remember those people who, or those organizations, no matter how small they are, who go out of their way. So those are the things the customer service people need to be doing. Okay, our products, do you have any challenge with them? Is there any way we can help you? Don't wait till they are the ones calling you to say, I have an issue. No. Yeah, no, are you enjoying this product? Are you enjoying this service? How well can we do? What else can we do better? What else can we do differently? You know, and start thinking of those things. Would you like this or that? You might be surprised that maybe they've not thought about it. You'll be thinking and be looking for ways of offering them such services for them to take an advantage of.
Ms. Bolaji, you've mentioned something. You see, you've been really focused on the idea of, building your empathy, think less about money. Don't monetize, like over monetize. You should think about be customer centric. Like that's the summary of what you've been saying. But then I've been wondering, in a situation where I become too customer centric and I'm losing money, my company is actually bleeding to death. So is it possible in all of this, it is still important for me as a businessman to make money? So how does making money come into all of this? Because it is when I'm making money, I can actually create the right incentives, to reach out to my customers. It is even then I can pay my customer service professional, I can train him or her, and all of that. So how do I marry the idea of building empathy, reaching out to my customers and still making money, still being sustainable?
Okay, so let me say this. They say, there's a popular saying, I can't remember who said that word. The customer is so powerful that they can fire from the least person in the organization, from the maybe security or whoever is the lower cadre, up until the CEO in an organization. So at the end of the day, all these things that you're doing is just going to make it seamlessly. A happy customer will not only be your customer, will bring you more customers. Do you know that? Have you thought of that? So there's no way you can go out of business by showing empathy, because when somebody needs something, okay, I'll give you a typical example. There's a Nigerian bank that I bank with, and they gave me very good services. And before you know it, I'd introduced my friends, my family members, my mentor. You need this. Maybe the person, we're just talking in retrospect, and there's a particular product that they are using as a niche product to advertise, which was the product that I went for. Do you know that now I've given the customers, whoever their salesperson is, how many referrals? So think of it this way. If you give good services, very important, good services, focus on what you know how to do and do it very well. Offer it to the customer on a platter of gold. Even if you are the most expensive, but they'll probably come to you because you are more reliable, it serves their purpose at the time that they need it, and they will move on. They will not move on, rather. Do you understand? But if you do not offer them great services, apart from the empathy and all of those things, you're still going to end up losing them. So the best way to go about it is make sure your services are top notch. Give the best of your services at all times. When I say at all times, don't dilly-dally. Like you don't be a yo-yo. You give good service today, tomorrow you give crappy service, next tomorrow your service. I have let an ISP provider because of that. Even though I spent a lot trying to put in all of those things in place, fiber cabling and all of that, because I wasn't getting value for my money. I would rather pay for something that is more expensive and I'm getting value. So be value driven as an organization. If you are value driven and you are creative, you are innovative with your system, there is no way you will go out of business, because you'll be thinking of new ways, of new things that you can offer to your customers.
Just a final take now on that. Like you've mentioned the fact that as a small business, I have to focus on my customers. I have to let the values of the organization radiate through. So for a small business now, aside that, what other short-term or long-term initiatives can a business take in order to ensure profitability in a country like Nigeria, where power generation is epileptic, so many issues with organizations. So what other strategies can organizations adopt in this present times?
In this present time, in running a business in this kind of environment that we found ourselves, you have to be knowledgeable about what you're doing. You have to be committed to it, because definitely you face challenges. I remember at some point a client that I had, excuse me, this client wasn't like one of my top paying clients or anything, but the demands of the client will drive you to the wall. But the thing is, I still did not give less of what I would give to a bigger client to that particular client. So that's the only way you can survive. You have to make your services, again, top notch. You have to continuously be creative. You can't allow yourself to be left behind. If they are using technology to do some things, please embrace it in your own little way that you can embrace it. Embrace it. Don't say, it's for the big. No. Look for something that is within what you can afford as a small business and leverage on it. And then again, you need to show empathy. I think I can't overemphasize that. Empathy is very key in sustaining business. And then treat your employees like your customers. Because guess what? They are your customers. They are your first customers. If they are not happy, they will talk to your customers anyhow. They will treat your customers anyhow. And you will not be there when they're doing all of those things. But imagine if you take, now the HR in me is talking. When you take care of your employees, they will go and do their work. Even our customer service people, you are seeing customer service people eating while talking to people. They may be frustrated on the job and things like that. So make sure that they have a very welcoming workplace. You create a welcoming workspace that is psychologically safe for people to then begin to express themselves. And you'll be shocked at some of the things that they will come up with that will then be the one that will generate and sustain your business. You need to be innovative. You can't be doing things, the same thing you were doing 5 years ago this time. Just look for something unique that you can offer, something different. Don't follow the crowd. Don't do copy and paste. That's the only way that you can actually survive it. Because guess what? As you have competitions, so some of your competition they've not even been born. When I say even been born, they've not come to life. Meaning the business has not been better. Someone is still sitting down somewhere and trying to figure it out. But the only way you can, if you look at organizations who have sustained themselves and even gone beyond becoming a small organization to a big conglomerate, a fast multinational organization, is just the things that they were doing consistently, improving on their processes, getting better, learning new things, adopting new technologies, gaining new knowledge, and then getting the right people.
Yes, those are exceptional contributions. Miss Bolaji Shote, I'm very sure I got it right this time around.
Yes, you did.
An entrepreneur, a multidimensional woman with multidimensional values. She's an entrepreneur, she's a writer, she's an HR professional, a passionate public speaker. It's actually been an enthralling conversation with you. And I hope that whenever MSME Africa calls on you again, you'll be gladly here to, to grant us your words of wisdom. Thank you very much. It has been an exciting time speaking with Bolaji Shote on the topic customer service as a tool for business sustainability. Bolaji Shote has taken us through what a customer service professional truly has to do to help a business to be sustainable. And she has also given us ideas and ideals for how a business can thrive in the current harsh economic climate of Nigeria. Well, we hope that you connect with us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can always come back to watch this video anytime on our YouTube page. It's been an exciting time, and for now, we say bye.